Hello, my name's Hayley Chiba and I'm a small business finance expert, and you've just downloaded my sole trader simple spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you now how to use it. And this is going to be your first simple financial management spreadsheet. It's going to show you what you're spending on, how much income that you're getting on a monthly basis, and therefore are you making any money. And as you continue to populate it month on month, you should be able to use this really valuable data to be able to see how your business is performing month on month, instead of having to wait like a lot of small businesses do until the end of the year, where they hand over all their receipts and their invoices and their accountant tells them whether or not they've made money. So this is going to help you with performance management. So here we go. When you first download the spreadsheet, you're going to see a yellow ribbon at the top which says you want to click that to say enable editing, and then click the yellow ribbon again to say enable content. Now you see on the first tab, and here's the tabs along the bottom, you've got your instructions tab. So if you ever want to refer to that, that's there on the front. But let's go to the first tab here, and I've just got some dummy data in there. Now here along the top you can see that I've populated it with the month names, but if you need to change it because maybe you are starting from say January, just overwrite it there and then continue across the top so you've got all the right month names along the top. So that continues on for the 12-month period. And then whenever you raise an invoice, all you need to do is input the invoice date, put in the name of the customer, a description of what you've done for them, and the amount that you've invoiced them for. And as you go through the month, just remember to keep adding to your little spreadsheet. Design. And that's all there is to it. And at the bottom, it's going to total it all up for you. Here, let's go right down to the bottom. There we go, it's totaled it up for you. And remember to be really clear that whenever you invoice in any particular month, make sure that your invoice date is correct and it aligns with the month that you're inputting your invoice into. Because the important bit here is getting the dates correct. Okay? And then when you finish January, and you're into February, then just start this new section here. So that's it for collecting your income. For the outgoings, it's a little bit more complex in that we're going to go to categories first to set up your particular categories. So these are the categories of costs that you normally incur. And I've put some dummy type in here, but if you need to overwrite any of those, say that you're a service company, and you just want to put in, I don't know, salaries, just overwrite it here with whatever is relevant to you. So maybe you don't incur bank charges or booking fees, maybe we want to overwrite that to say admin. Okay, so that's all you do here. Make sure this category of costs relates specifically to your business. Go back over here to the left hand side and you can now start to populate in. Oh, and again, if you need to change the month, just go across and change the month titles as well, all the way along till you get to the end of the year. And then just start to put in the types of who you've paid it to, whichever your supplier is, the description of what you've bought. Oops, sorry. So in this one, click down on the downward arrow and you'll be able to pick from the categories you've just set up and then just put in how much you spent with them. Now this allocation column is purely in case you have invoices which partly relate to personal expenditure and partly relate to business expenditure, and you need to split it. So a lot of companies, I know, things where they spend on energy and utilities, where it's a shared cost, you might have to split that go. So you put the full amount of the invoice in, but maybe only 50% of that is chargeable to your business. So in this grey column here, you don't have to touch that. That's just going to split it for you. And again, right down at the bottom, it's going to total it all up for you there. Okay, so that's the full amount of the invoice, and that's how much is chargeable to your business. And all you do is, as the same with your invoices to your customers, or the invoices that you receive from your suppliers, you make sure that according to whatever the invoice date is on the supply, you put it in the right month. Because what we're trying to do is match up all the costs that you've incurred which relate to sales made in that same month. Okay, so it's really important, like I said, to get the timing, the dates of the invoices from your suppliers match with the dates for the invoices to your customers. Then finally, let's go over to the summary tab, and it's just going to pull all that data across for you. So you've got your income being pulled in here. You've got your admin expenses that we've just input, and we've got the light and heat. So you'll notice these are in as negatives because they are outgoings. And then that tells you what your total outgoings are, and therefore what your gross profit is before tax. Okay? And that's it. And that's going to give you a view very quickly on whether or not you're making profit from one month to the next. And again, remember here, if you change the dates, make sure you change the dates and override them at the top. And that's all there is to it.